fans, budget model railroader fans, and whoever else happens to watch this wonderful brand of nuttiness that I bring to the table every week or so. This time it happens to be every week. It just so happens that it is Sunday, November the 12th. It's Sunday, November the 12th, and this is vlog 22. Yeah. Anyway, there's a contest going on, if you all didn't know. It's being run by me. And basically what it boils down to is, and I've actually got 3 participants in here so far. I just have to find them. Let's see. Yep, there we go. So I've got Hot Rod Rodney. I've got M&M Rails. That's Mark. And I've got Dave Thurber from, I'm not sure what his YouTube handle is. I mean, it may just be Dave Thurber. So I've got 3 folks so far that I've picked up on what happened in vlog 21. And this week I'm going to kind of help everybody else out who hasn't kind of jumped on board yet. This, number one, I kind of goofed up when I mentioned this thing last week, what I was doing. I don't want you to comment it. Do not comment in the comments below. Don't do that. Because then everybody will know. What I want you to do is I want you to email me, and my email will be down in the description. Under the video, in the description, will be my email address. And what I want you to do is I want you to email me what my niece calls me in the video. Go back to vlog 21, and here's the next hint, because I'm going to kind of do this a little bit. Obviously, though, at the end of the day, basically what's going to happen at the end of the month, not at the end of the day, but at the end of this month, or December 1st, I have to look at the calendar and really figure out where it's going to be yet. Sorry, I talk with my hands. I'm part Italian. What can I say? Hey, and then you meet the bola. Anyway, off on a tangent, of course. So, if you go back to vlog 21 and you listen between minute 16 and minute 17, my niece calls me something in that time frame. That's what you need to email me, is what she calls me between minute 16 and minute 17. So there's your next hint. And it may be the last hint. I don't know. We'll see how many people actually go ahead and catch it. And if you want a reminder as to what you're playing for, tell them what they could win, Bob. What I've got up for grabs, and I'm probably going to do this in 2... I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm just going to... One will go to one person, one will go to the next person. It'll be a random draw somewhere around December the 1st. You've got the Penn Central boxcar, and then you've got the CSX boxcar. Now, I realize that the CSX boxcar is really shiny, but if you get it, you can do whatever you want with it. This was originally an undecorated boxcar, and I went ahead and did the decal work myself. The thing of it is it's just a little too new for, and I think I mentioned it before, these both are a little too new for what I'm doing on the Boeville in Newtown. Now, one other thing, before I forget it, is the fact that I still have to find the box for this dude. I know I've got it, I just don't know where it's at. Hopefully, I find it before I ship it out. So, that is what you're playing for. And basically what it is for the subscribers. And obviously if we bring in more subscribers, hey, perfect. The more the merrier. Right now I've been at 160. I know I've been talking about now for months. If I hit, 150 subscribers, I would do a contest. Well, here we go. So there it is, folks. Who knows, there may be more in the future, but for right now, that's what it is. That's what I got. So if you're interested, and again, if you're interested in winning either one of those, all you have to do is email me, and my email address will be down in the description. What my niece calls me between minute 16 and minute 17 of Vlog 21. So you're going to have to go back and listen to Vlog 21 if you haven't already. That's what you got to do. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. And that, by the way, those are HO scale. So, unfortunately, the N scalers, the S scalers, the O scalers, they can all, you know, this is strictly HO. I'm sorry, I don't dabble in the others. Although, I did have the chance yesterday to work on some S-gauge stuff. Again, I was hoping that I'd be able to record some of the repair work that was done. Unfortunately, I got notified yesterday morning before my buddy came over that I needed to, that I was requested to work at church last night, so it kind of curtailed what we needed to, or what we could get done. He was supposed to get here originally at like 2. I asked him to get here at 1. He got here at 1:45. And I had to start getting together at like 3:30, so it really curtailed what we could get done. But I got to work on 2 of his diesel locomotives and 1 of his steam locomotives, and basically for the steam locomotive, it was what I've been doing. You know, just oil on the joints and going ahead and putting a bit of grease in the around the gears. For the diesels, it was a little bit more of a cleanup. One of the diesels would only run in reverse; it wouldn't run in forward. Found that to be a bad. Where I guess whoever had taken it apart at one point, when they put it back together, they never reattached the gear on the one side correctly, and it was binding. So it would run great in reverse, but if you tried to run it in forward, it wouldn't move. The unique thing of it is, and I'm sure I've brought this up before, the fact that I've got this American Flyer power pack. Now, one of the things that we found out is the fact that this thing really doesn't have enough oomph. And I know the reason why. His is S-scale, AC S-scale. This power pack belonged with one of the sets that my father had, and that was HO, so it was American Flyer HO. So apparently, this power pack won't run S-gauge. Actually, I take that back. It'll run it, but for that auto reverse sequencing unit, it won't flip it. It doesn't have enough, I guess, enough current to get it to trip. I guess it's a relay, for lack of a better term. It's a motor in there, and every time you hit the reset button, it's supposed to go from forward to neutral, neutral to reverse, reverse to neutral, neutral back to forward. And that's every time you hit the reset button. Well, if you hit the reset button on this power pack, the locomotive just continues to do whatever it was doing. So the only way I could get them to flip in the gear was to actually take them apart and go onto the side of that auto reverse sequencing unit and actually flip it manually, which it took me a little bit to figure out which way I needed to go to get it to do what we needed it to do. So that was like a half an hour of troubleshooting something that I shouldn't have had to troubleshoot, but we got it figured out. We were able to get the one locomotive working the way it was supposed to. The other interesting thing that we came across was, and I'm not sure if any of the S-scalers, I'm not sure if anybody from the S-gauge or the S-scalers or S-gauge side listen to this or watch this, but if they do, maybe they can kind of shoot me something in the comments or even email me, because like I said, my email is going to be in the bottom here, and I know I'm rambling, but the interesting thing is he's got 2 diesel, well, actually he's got a total of 3, but 2 of them, they kind of look like Delaware and Hudson. They all say American Flyer on them and Comet Line or whatever it was. They look like they're Alco. They look like Alco PA ones. They look like they were painted up in the Delaware and Hudson scheme. But what was really fascinating is on the underside on the wheels, the one locomotive, the 2 rear wheels on the front truck had rubber around them. They weren't normal metal, they were rubber. So I guess it's some sort of a traction tire. I have no idea, I've never messed with it before. The other locomotive only had one wheel on that forward truck that had rubber on it. So I don't know if anybody out there can tell me what the heck that's all about, but we figured it out that the two of those locomotives probably need to be running pairs, because he had an older one that was painted up for the Santa Fe, and we were hoping that he was hoping to go ahead and, you know, take the frame out from underneath the one and put it on the other, because the frame that's underneath of the Super Chief, the Santa Fe locomotive, that whole mechanism is shot. That one there is actually dual motored. It's got a motor on the front truck and a motor on the rear truck. So I'm figuring that might be older than what that Delaware and Hudson one, painted looking one, was. And that the fact that the Delaware and Hudsons were supposed to run as a pair, and if that's the case, that makes perfect sense. Two motors, more pulling power. Obviously, that Super Chief was designed to run by itself, and both motors were right on, that was, you know, the front truck and the rear truck. So here again, I'm not that familiar with S-Gauge, so if any of the S-Scalers out there can kind of shoot me an email and let me know that I'm not completely off my rocker, although I believe I am anyways, but that's beside the point. You know, that was, like I said, messing with those was really cool. The steam locomotive was dirt simple. I mean, everything is exposed, basically, what we needed to touch. And then, of course, the wheels needed to be cleaned up so that they were making better contact. I can tell you that he had to have that steam locomotive rebuilt a couple years ago because it wasn't running at all. And he actually took that one in the diesel to some place, and they went ahead and they could fix the steam locomotive. I think they had from what I remember him saying, they had to do something with the motor. I think the motor may have burned up, so they either replaced it or rewound it. One of the two. Either way, it was, to me, it was expensive, but I guess it depends on what it is. You know, you're talking about a locomotive that came from probably from the 50s, which means that, you know, we're looking at 60 years old. So, you know, and keeping it as original as possible, you know, that's what you got. So, anyway, that's where we're at. So I think besides that, like I said, I really wish I could have gotten some video of what went on with his S-Gauge stuff, but unfortunately we were a little crunched for time. You know, maybe some other time I can get him over here with his stuff and we can work on it some more, but I think he's going to be in good shape now. But other than that, like I said, the contest rules, right now, one last chance, well, not one last chance, but one last thing on this video. Go back to vlog 21, listen around minute 16 to minute 17, and my niece calls me something. You're going to email it to the email address in the description. And I believe the email address is also in the description of vlog 21, so you can't miss it. And like I said, we're going to let this thing probably run to the end of the month. Right now we've got 3 people that are enrolled in the contest, and the contest winners probably going to be 2. One of them will win the Penn Central, the other one will win the CSX car. So you all know the deal. Wait for the highball. Green tracks ahead. Be safe. God bless. We'll catch you next time. See ya.